crap. Alright. So, that takes us now to No Way Out Part 1. Dun dun dun. I must warn you, there are lots of deaths in No Way Out. Just telling you now. Be prepared for the worst. So Abraham just says, come on, let's get the frick inside right now. Everyone starts rushing towards the gate, trying to get inside. It's really intense. And they're saying, come on, we need to escape. Come on, let's go. And Bruce is trying to hold them off. You know, everything's just crazy trying to get away. All the zombies are crowding around. All of a sudden, Bruce, no! He got bit in the neck. He gets inside of the gate. They shut the gate door. They kill the one zombie that got in. Bruce is holding his neck. He's like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And Abraham is just standing there looking at him like, you're gonna die, dude. Oh, please. I don't want to die. And Holly's like, no, what do we do? Frack. Abraham just killed him. And he's like, we don't have time for this. So Rick is saying, alright, here's the plan, alright? Okay, we're gonna stay careful, alright? I don't want any of this going wrong. I don't want any of these zombies getting in here. We're just gonna try and reinforce the walls, you know, make sure that nothing's wrong. Just stay calm and stuff. We're gonna keep a military truck in front of it, you know, just to make sure everything's fine. Don't freak out, people, alright? Don't freak out. Holly walks over and starts arguing with Abraham and stuff, you know, saying, why'd you kill him? And he says, alright, I understand, you know, he was a friend of mine too, but that was the only way. We knew he was going to die anyway. There was nothing we could have done. And she just apologizes, saying, I'm sorry for arguing with you. And she hugs him kind of unusual way, and he pushes her away and says, no, don't do that. Someone might see us. Is Abraham having an affair with Holly? Rosita ain't gonna like that. Come on, Abraham. You're a cool dude. You're cool. Wow, what you doing, man? What you doing? So, everyone in the community, while it's still snowing, everyone in the community crowds around. Rick and Michonne and Douglas, you know, they're standing there. Rick is talking with everyone, just saying, we need to stay calm. Don't freak out. Right? For now, there are lots of zombies crowding around. There's nothing we can do right now. We can't get out any food, but we need to start rationing our food. Be careful. Everyone, carry a gun with you at all times now because things aren't safe. Stay calm. Don't freak the frick out. Got it? Stay in your homes. So things are getting dangerous. He asks Douglas, you know, what do you want? Are you wondering about anything, Douglas? And Douglas is just done. He's not talking at all. He's being nothing. So, you know, Glenn points out with Rick, like, Andrea's still at that bell tower. She's been there this whole time, you know. She gonna be safe? She doesn't have a whole lot of food. She might survive there for a day or so, but we need to bring her stuff, you know, alright? She can't survive there forever. So, you know, everyone's talking and stuff. They're gonna start sharing houses, you know, sticking together. Abraham talks with Rosita, and Holly is standing there, you know, giving them a funny look, so, Rick and Carl go inside, and, Rick gives back Carl's gun. They start, you know, talking and stuff. You know, they're starting to show father and son relationship again. And Carl points out, I'm scared, but you can't tell, can you? And he says, nope, I sure can't. Yep, I'm going to be a good leader someday, just like you. So, that's nice. Jesse and Ron are there, and she asks, hey, can we stay in here with you? All right, I don't feel safe. And they kind of give each other a little look like, ooh, I like you. I like you too. Let's go out. Okay. Douglas, frick. So they have a watch patrol. They have a night patrol now, looking around, making sure that nothing goes wrong. That night, Douglas is there, and he's really not looking too good at all. And Spencer walks in, and apparently he's apologizing to the dead Regina, saying, I fricked up, everything's going wrong now, we're all gonna die, I'm a terrible person. Douglas is just losing it. He's completely losing it. So, Jesse is talking with Rick and saying, I hope it's okay that we stay in here, you know, no, it's fine, you know, everything's good, you know, you'll be fine, stuff like that. That night, Ron walks into Carl's bedroom, and Carl's like, what do you want? And he looks at Carl and says very, very angrily, your dad killed my dad. And Carl just says, so, my dad's killed a lot of people. And so have I. And Ron just stands there, and he's like, and then he starts crying, and he says, why is your dad good, but mine has to be bad? I don't know, it's just the way things are. So, you know, Ron really misses his dad. So Jesse and Ron are talking and stuff, and you know, they're just chatting and stuff that night. Jesse, you know, thanks Rick for all that he's done. She just really admires his courage and the fact that he leads people and stuff. He's a wonderful person, you know. I really like how you always put everyone else in front of you. You keep everyone safe, and I mean, it's very special. And Rick just says, it's not. And Rick reveals something that we might have known, but it's just kind of unusual. Rick, he's changing a lot in the series. You've seen his character change a lot, but something he says that I'm not actually trying to protect everyone. All I really care about is my family. Everything I've done, for example, Pete, I knew that eventually he would eventually kill you guys, and then he would start hurting other people, and I knew he would start hurting my son too. I'm not going to let that happen. Everything that I've ever done to keep people safe is just to keep my son and my family safe. That's the only reason I'm here. That's the only reason that keeps me going is my son. I keep him protected at all times. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to him, okay? That's the only reason that I'm doing any of this. So, you know, he's telling the truth, but it's kind of a sad truth, and she just says, oh, well, I still think you're awesome. And so he says, I'm going to go get some sleep. Good night. Morgan is at Michonne's house, and he says, can I stay with you? She's like, sure. And he says, you know, I'm thinking, I still miss my wife. I still haven't gotten over her death, and I appreciate you understanding that. But, you know, I get lonely sometimes. Do you think we could, you know, be together? And she's like, sure. And she says, hold on a sec. She walks into the room, and she looks at her sword hanging up on that mantle and says, I hope you're not getting comfy up there, because I'm going to need you. She's going to have to whip out her ninja sword. So that night, basically just a montage of how everyone is going. Gabriel is praying, hoping that, you know, everything will turn out well. Watchtower, you know, the Night Patrol people are looking around, you know, lots of zombies. Glenn and Maggie are looking at each other, very worried, hoping Sophia will be fine. Night Patrol people talking. Andrea's up in her tower alone. Eugene is reading a book. And Jesse walks in. She says, Rick, are you still awake? And he's in bed, and he's like, and she says, could I maybe sleep next to you? I'd feel much safer. And he's like, Jesse, please, I don't feel... She kisses him. That's very nice. Good for Rick. Good for Rick. No Way Out, Part 2. Doesn't look like Glenn and Heath are doing very well. Now, the covers sometimes have to do with what happens in the comic book, but usually they just give you a hint of what will happen. Number 81. So, at first, Rick pulls away and just says, no, I don't feel, but then he kisses her back. He can't let go of his feelings. Apparently, they really like each other. So, they gonna have some fun. Glenn is really worried about Andrea, hoping that she'll be fine. I'm thinking what I might do is, you know, go out there by myself and try and get her some food, get her down from that tower. You know, he's talking with Maggie, saying, don't worry about me. Morgan is with Michonne. They had some fun, too. Lots of people having fun. Michonne gets very insulted after he just says, I don't feel guilty for what I did. I deserve this. She just says, you're acting like the only person who's ever lost anyone, alright? You're really being you're being a jerk, alright? And she's walking away like, I'm getting a glass of water. So, back at the Rick's household, after they had their fun, Jessie, you know, she feels like she's a horrible person. She barely knew Rick. Pete just died. I mean, I feel bad about this, and he says, don't be, alright? You know, I mean, this is a tough place, and, you know, it's fine with me, we can be together. Alright, sure, so they gonna be together now. Yeah, go, Rick. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. He walks over, and, he looks at the phone and says, Lori, but then he just says, you're not even real. So, Rick is, you know, he's moving on. He's moving on. He's getting with another chick. He's letting go of Lori, who's been dead for a while now. You know, that's good of him. So, Abraham gets Rick. They walk outside, and Tobin is standing by the wall. Apparently, part of the wall broke in, and the zombies are starting to get through. They haven't gotten in yet, but there are lots of them crowding around. So, he says, all right, well, we're going to back up a truck against the wall, reinforce it. Hopefully, no zombies will get in. And Glenn talks with Rick about, you know, getting a couple people and going to get Andrea because he doesn't want her to die and stuff, you know, stuff like that. And he says, all right, well, you go get that. You know, so, you know, they're chatting and stuff, and, Spencer's gonna come along. He's got a tightrope so that they can climb across buildings and stuff, to go get Andrea. So Spencer, Heath, and Glenn are gonna go get Andrea. They're getting guns and stuff and food. They're getting ready for the journey. They throw the tightrope across a building, and Rick can't come with them because of his because of his missing hand. And they're getting ready to climb across the rope. And Maggie is very upset, just crying and stuff. And he says, "Maggie, please don't cry. I'll be back before you know it." And he gives a look at her like, "I might not return." I mean, they've done this before, but you know, things like this are just things that you don't see. You know, some special moments, and they look very upset. So they're heading across, and he tells Rick that, you know, there's nothing you can do about this, Rick. This isn't your situation, it's mine. You won't have to save us from this time, Rick. He's giving everyone a funny look, like the kind of look thinking that I'm not going to return, I'm going to die. Glenn, you know, Glenn, man, you're awesome. What the heck? So they're climbing across the rope. Heath and Glenn are on the rope at the same time. It's sagging really close. The zombies start grabbing at his backpack. He says, just keep moving, and whew, they get across. So then Spencer starts climbing across the rope. You know, come on, man, come on. But nope, snap. The rope breaks and Spencer falls down. Holy frickberries, no! So they start pulling up the rope as much as they can. Come on, Spencer. He grabs onto the rope. One of the zombies grabs his shoe. Come on. And they're like, dang it, we can't pull. It's too heavy. Wait, what the heck? Hello, Andrea. Andrea just says, keep pulling. And they get Spencer up there safe. And Andrea is all of a sudden, she got out of the tower and she's fine. She says, good playing, guys. Now what? So, I mean, whoa. Hi, Andrea. How's it going? Well, where'd you come from? All right, that's cool. So back at the wall, Tobin and Holly are standing there, you know, watching the wall, hoping that, you know, hoping that it won't break down, you know. But nope, it's too late. The zombies break through the frickin' wall. Oh no. They all start piling in. Tobin says, come on, just run. I'll hold them off. Rick is talking with Jesse, and he, you know, it's fine, you know, they're not going to tell anyone that they're together, but, you know, I really like you, you know, stuff like that. But, Holly says, we need your help, Rick. So then they start running. He tells Holly to go get any help that he can. We need help to get rid of these zombies. He runs over, and finds Tobin completely chewed up and dead. So now Tobin's dead. So then Rick starts beating the crap out of all the zombies, no guns, and Morgan shows up and starts helping him out. Alright, cool. They kicking they whooping zombie butts. They're not using any guns because they don't want to attract more of them. And Morgan eventually just says, dude, there's too many of them, alright? We need to retreat. And one zombie runs up at him, and oh my god, no! And Morgan falls down, and Rick just says, get up, Morgan, get up! Morgan! Frick!